James First is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Time now for a little But First, brought to you by Intuit TurboTax Live. Brandon, you love what you saw from the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, come on.
It's just not fair. This isn't fair. Brooklyn. Look, James Harden, 30-point triple-double in his debut with the Brooklyn Nets. The only guy to ever do this in the NBA. He continues to pile on more and more like stats and trophies. This dude is phenomenal. And then you got Kevin Duran, who drops an easy 42. And then after the game, what does Harden say? We did this without 11, Kyrie Irving. They can't wait to get him back if he comes back. Nick, this isn't fair, buddy. I don't care who they go against. They got the Bucks tonight. I mean, you might as well just mail it in. You have no chance.
Calling a wrap. Calling the season a wrap.
That's right. That's right.
Saints ran a pretty obvious trick play here when Jameis Winston lined up as wide receiver. Surprise, surprise, guys. He's going to throw the ball. He's not out there to catch the ball. He's not Taysom Hill. So here's the thing. Brandon, great teammate. A little bit of an exaggerator. A little bit of an exaggerator. All last week he said, hey, I was in New Orleans and Sean Payton would be up till 4 in the morning writing with a quill feather with the candles lit as he was looking at old CFL tapes from the 60s. Nope. This trick play was just from last week that the Saints got run. I said, you know what? That one looks good. It's like going to a store and buying the outfit off the mannequin. Yep, I'll just take that one. No reason to do too much thought. So, Brandon, I'm not saying you're saying a slight exaggeration. Not saying it's a lie, but I'm also saying, like, simplest short path of resistance here. Just run the same play the team ran against you.
That's what he's spending his time doing when he's up there till 3 in the morning. Copycat.
All right, folks.
Copycatter.
Some gambling advice from America's favorite gambler, Nick Wright. Listen, I endorse and encourage gambling with the caveat. The caveat is, do not risk more than you can afford to lose. Consider it paying for entertainment. Any win is a bonus. Which is why I appear to have made a grievous error. Listen, folks, I'm very fortunate. I have a good job. I can afford to lose some money. I don't know that I can afford to lose my dignity. And yet, that is the situation I find myself in, thanks to not taking Wild's or Brandon's advice. Jenna wanted me to go through with this. She actually has asked if she can socially distant come over and participate.
I purchased the mustard.
But I now am staring at this fate Wednesday afternoon. So congrats, Bills Mafia. It's the greatest moment your franchise had in a quarter century. I'm really not happy for you at all. And this is awaiting me in 48 hours. God, dog it, I'm done.
Wow.
Well, Nick, that was my favorite moment of the weekend. That was my favorite until I saw this. Lamar Jackson leaving Orchard Park, walking over to sign some autographs for some fans, and not just a regular piece of paper, what appears to be a clipboard that someone is trying to snake through some barbed wire. Lamar Jackson in open-toe shoes in Buffalo at night. He just lost the game. He was knocked out, suffered a concussion. Ravens are done for the season. He's obviously hungry and cold. It's dark out, and all he wants to do is get on the plane and go home. But he walks over and he spends the time with these guys that were Ravens fans and some Bills fans. Took pictures, again, open-toe shoes, toes were cold, I get it. I can't do anything when I'm one of those three. Cold, dark, hungry, angry, anything. I can't read a book to my kids. And look what Lamar Jackson spent time doing before he closed the book on this season. By the way, didn't play great. Lamar Jackson. Move over, Danny Ainge.
That's awesome.
I got a new favorite athlete.
Oh, that's your guy
Lamar
now.
Jackson. I love this so much. My guy, Lamar. Well, don't move all the way out of the picture, Danny. Just move a little bit to the right. All right, let us head to Kansas City now. This game was supposed to be the most lopsided game of the weekend. Remember? The Chiefs, without Patrick Mahomes for the final quarter plus after he suffered a concussion, were able to do something with Chad Henne under center that nobody thought possible. Coming down to this fourth down play at the end of the game, nobody thought Chiefs would actually run a play here, but look at that, the pass to Tyreek Hill, and that would be your ball game. Chad Henne. Chiefs are moving on. Browns can call it a great season. Baker Mayfield, a great game. I will give them both credit. But Nick must have polished off 6 rolls of Tums watching this one. Nick, how did your Chiefs get the win with Mahomes sidelined?
Tums, Jenna, never a doubt. Chiefs, by the way, only team this weekend to after 0-0 never trail or be tied in any game. Dominated the whole game, never a question. That's why you have depth on your team. No Sammy Watkins, no Clyde Edwards-Helaire, no Patrick Mahomes, no problem. Chad Henne can do it. Okay, in reality, that was terrible.
Never a doubt.
Oh my God, was that scary. Okay, so
here we go.
So here's the deal, folks. I want to spotlight a few moments. One of them is going to be totally forgotten to history. I think Chris Jones is the second best player on this entire team. He had a very quiet game. But when the Chiefs were up 5, holding on for dear life, and the Browns facing a 3rd and 11, Chris Jones did this.
Right. I mean, this was an interesting call. And yeah, they ran this all year. This is old school West Coast. You go back to the 49ers days, you know, sprint right option. You know, that #1 wide receiver's job is to clear it out, and, you know, he'll be the second option. But really, if that flat isn't there, you have nothing. So it's 4th and inches. Game is on the line. I mean, you're playing against the Cleveland Browns. You're trying to repeat, and you call that, and it actually hits. That's just a phenomenal play, phenomenal execution by Andy Reid to Chad Henne. Chad Henne was the reason why they held on and they won this game. Let's go back to week 17. You sit Patrick Mahomes. He get real-time reps. So he's coming into this game feeling comfortable, you know, taking those snaps, and he played well. You highlighted those plays. But you got to think about what we talked about, probably week 6, week 7 after they beat the Buffalo Bills Wilds. What did we talk about? Like, this team is a better team this year compared to last because they're a more complete team. They last year were just winning with Patrick Mahomes and how magical he was. Every time you turned on the highlights, this dude was throwing some type of beautiful pass, no-look pass, sidearm, left hand. And this year, they're beating you in the run game. They're beating you with other players. They're beating you on defense. Special teams is stepping up and getting the job done. So I wasn't surprised that they was able to hold on, Wilds, because this team is complete.
Yeah. Yeah, so they seem super confident in all aspects of the game. And Nick, I was surprised you were so worried. The first down play, this is just the play to get the 1 yard that they ran against the Dolphins. So I was like, oh, how are they going to run that play? I'm so surprised. I wasn't surprised. I was like, oh, they're going to run that little Dolphins play. So the fact that they ran it with Henne rather than Mahomes, I just feel like Andy Reid has confidence in the guys, just like Brandon said. And the fact that and Romo mentioned it too during the game, the fact that Henne played week 17, we all viewed it as a rest for Mahomes, was actually to give him some rep. Then, of course, Henne thinks it's possible. When we talk about preparation, you always got to be prepared for your life after football. Henne pulls a page from Wolford's book, Jenna. Going with the LinkedIn page.
I love it.
Congratulations, Chad Henne. Prepared for everything. Prepared to get first downs. Prepared for life after football.